It's so crazy because I think this is really for me tonight. So, as I'm sitting here, halfway asleep, eyes halfway closed, I'm coming to talk to y'all about rest being fertilizer in our garden. Mamas, it's so true. In order for us to grow in our best way, in our best self, we have to look at the resting as fertilizer in our garden. Um, Yesterday we talked about living in scarcity and how we have to stop doing that. And sometimes it's like, well, how do I stop doing that? There are some practical things that we must start doing in order for us not to live in lack, because that's all scarcity is a lack. So some of the things that we have to do is, number one, let's rest. Let's stop wearing unrest, tiredness as a badge of honor. It doesn't make you a mom of the year because you don't rest. It actually makes you a depleted mom, a tired person, a woman who is probably irritable all the time and not living your best life because you're tired. How about we rest? And rest doesn't always look like a nap, although rest can equal a nap, and a nap could be great. Rest could always be just sitting down for a second. Can we just sit down for a second and relax? Can we just tell the children, hold on, mommy needs a minute? Or I like to tell my kids when they say, my god kids, T, I ask them, is anything on fire? Is anybody bleeding to death? Because if both of those are no, then give me a minute. Okay? Everything's going to be okay. I just need a minute. And I do come back. I take my minute. I take my breather. And I come back to them and they understand that, okay, all right, TT just need a minute. She'll be back. We have created that kind of honor system. They know I'm a be a woman of my word and come back to them. It's not, they don't feel neglected in any way. So that's something that I had to implement myself. So we love a good gardening metaphor over here. So rest is our fertilizer. So the land must lay fallow for a little bit. It must lay empty for a little bit. The soil must recover the nutrients. Crops must rotate. So sometimes we don't have things actually growing in the process of growing in our garden because it needs rest. Like God was telling them, let the land rest. After 7 years, let it rest. We're not growing anything. We're not doing anything. We're resting. Let the soil heal. The thing about resting, and when we actually go to sleep, a good sleep, our body is replenishing cells. Our blood flow is happening better. Our organs are resting. We're not digesting anything. We're not processing anything. We are just in a clear rest. Okay? The thing is, we like to carry a lot of things to bed with us in our minds. We're thinking about what didn't get done and what needs to be done and how maybe you didn't get everything accomplished that you wanted to accomplish and how all of the stress of the day are just piled up. Well, how about we do brain dumps before we go to sleep? Take out a journal or take out your recording device and just dump everything out of your brain and leave it there until the next day. And then pick up what's the priority. Okay? So that we're not sleeping and turning those things around in our heads. And like me last night, I just woke up because I thought I heard something. I jumped up because I thought I heard something. I was not getting a complete rest. Like, it was crazy. And nothing was there. Nothing was there at all. Ooh, honey. And that's probably why I'm tired today. But after this video, I'm going to get my rest. And it's still early enough. I still hadn't hit my bedtime yet. And make sure you have those boundaries. I have to do a hard 10 o'clock. A hard 10 o'clock. I have to get up off this desk. Have to get up out this office. Turn this desktop off. And I have to go to bed. I'm supposed to be preparing at 8. However, it doesn't always work like that. But I do try my darndest to get a hard 10. Because I wake up at 6. So I like to get those hours. I like to get enough hours for me to function and for me to get up and be productive during the day. Fertilizer. It's fertilizer for your garden. You're not lazy. You're not lazy. You're replenishing. The crazy thing for me is that I used to feel guilty when I'm resting. And it's because I was a productivity junkie. I loved the fact that I could put out output, and it was just like, oh my gosh, that's great. I love that feeling. I love the feeling of marking off things on my to-do list. I absolutely love that feeling. So that was kind of like some dopamine for me. Not knowing that I was depleting my own self. It wasn't any outside sources. It was me, because I would not stop. I would not rest. I kept going and going and going, trying to get everything done. But the thing about it is, even if it's done, it's not done to the best of my ability. And I see a lot of mistakes. I see a lot of things that I have to fix. If I would just did it right in the beginning, then I wouldn't have to fix anything. So now I'm doing double work, because I did it when I was depleted. I did it when I was exhausted. I did it when I needed to be resting. So don't give yourself double work. Don't. And sometimes I'm a recovering control person. So sometimes it was the thought of, if I don't do it, it's going to fall apart. And I'm growing out of that every day. And I've got to the point where delegation is my best friend. Like, delegate. And the thing was, when I used to delegate before I was recovering properly, I used to see how people would do it, and because they wasn't doing it the way I did it, wasn't using the process the way I would process it, it would bother me. And I'm like, oh no, you can do it this way. Oh no, you should do it this way. As long as we get the same outcome, delegation is the key. Okay, the outcome is going to be the same. The process may not be the same, but the outcome will be the same, and it's going to be okay. Delegate. And the thing about it is too, that our nervous system, when we're tired, when we don't rest, you stay in fight or flight mode. You react instead of responding. You become irritable. That's a big one for me. I know when I'm not rested, every little thing works my nerves. It's like, do you really have to breathe that loud? Do you really have to chew that loud? Does it take all of that for you to walk to the door? Like, everything irritates the snot out of me when I'm tired. And another big thing is, I notice that I lose creativity. I don't want to be creative when I'm tired. I just want to sit and stare. And that's crazy talk, because I'll just sit and stare sometimes instead of just going to lay down. That's bananas. Anywho, get your rest. And then there's a difference between escape and rest. Escape is like mindless scrolling. It's like you're numbing yourself to it. And then rest is like intentional restoration. I'm being intentional about how my body is restoring. That hard 10 o'clock is being intentional. Okay? Y'all, this is hard for me. Resting is hard. It's challenging. I can do challenging things though, and I've gotten better. I'm not going to say I've conquered it 100%, but I've gotten better. I've gotten better with this rest challenge. Rest is strategic so that you can multiply better. We talked about being multipliers yesterday. So that you can multiply better, you can be a better leader, you can love better, and you can think more clearly. And I used to say, I don't drink and I don't smoke because I want my mind to be sharp and be clear. I don't want anything to overtake my mind. But rest can act like a intoxication sometimes. Like, you don't know what you're saying. You don't know what you're doing. You become on autopilot, right? I don't ever know if y'all been so tired that y'all just ran red lights because you're just zoned out. Or you run, like I ran a stop sign one time, and it was only by the grace of God that nothing happened. And I was not aware of it until like I was down the street at a stoplight. I was like, oh, I ran that stop sign. And it was a 4-way stop, a busy 4-way stop. Thank the Lord. Thank the Lord for his protection. Whew. And get some rest. It's very imperative that we do. So I'm going to go get some rest, lovies. And I want you to do the same. Get your strategic intentional restoration going on, aka rest. And remember, in a world full of chaos, because our world is so chaotic right now, we have got to pray. We have got to be diligent. We have got to use wisdom and knowledge and the wisdom that God gives us. Ask God what he wants us to do in this season and this time, because our world is so chaotic. But even in that, always focus on the good, okay? Until tomorrow, toodles.